Real Madrid sealed a dramatic 2-1 victory over Atlético Madrid in the Spanish Supercopa semifinal, delivering a match filled with intensity, tactical battles, and flashes of individual brilliance. The highly anticipated clash took place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, at the iconic King Abdullah Sports City Stadium, where thousands of passionate fans gathered to witness one of football's fiercest rivalries reignite on foreign soil. From a very start, the game promised fireworks, and it did not disappoint. Real Madrid, managed by Carlo Ancelotti, entered the contest without their star forward Kylian Mbappé, who was sidelined with knee injury. Many pundits feared that his absence would blunt Madrid's attacking threat, but Los Blancos demonstrated that their depth and tactical adaptability could compensate even without their biggest name on the team sheet. Atlético Madrid, under the guidance of Diego Simeone, came into the fixture determined to prove their dominance in derby contests, leaning on their characteristic defensive organization and quick transitions. The game burst into life within minutes, when Real Madrid earned a free kick approximately 30 yards from goal after Jude Bellingham was brought down by an Atletico defender. Federico Valverde stepped up, sizing up the situation with the confidence of a player in peak form. What followed was a moment that will be replayed for years, as a thunderous, bending strike that sailed into the top corner of the net, leaving goalkeeper Jano block frozen in place. The stadium fell silent for a second before erupting in shock and admiration, as Real Madrid claimed an early 1-0 lead. Valverde's goal shifted the psychological balance instantly, forcing Atletico to step out of their defensive shell and chase the match. Atletico Madrid responded with urgency, pushing numbers forward and trying to destabilize Real's defensive structure. They began dominating stretches of possession and created several dangerous situations, most notably when Alex Baena unleashed a powerful effort that was brilliantly tipped away by Thibaut Courtois. The Belgian goalkeeper, returning from injury himself earlier in the season, showcased elite reflexes, keeping Madrid's lead intact. Moments later, Atletico came agonizingly close again when Alexander Sørloth, towering above the defenders during a corner kick, directed a strong header toward goal. Courtois reacted sharply once more, pushing the ball away in what was arguably the save of the half. Despite these waves of pressure, Atletico's finishing lacked a final touch of precision. Sørloth, who had been at the center of several opportunities, squandered another clear chance when Conor Gallagher delivered a pinpoint cross into the box. The striker rose unchallenged, but could only guide his header over the bar. The miss visibly frustrated Simeone, who prowled the technical area, urging his players to sharpen their execution. As the first half drew to a close, the score remained 1-0, but Atletico's pressure suggested they were still firmly in the contest. The second half resumed with Atletico pushing to equalize, but Real Madrid struck again with clinical precision just 10 minutes after the restart. The goal originated from a clever midfield sequence involving Valverde and Bellingham, whose link-up play repeatedly troubled Atletico's compact structure. Valverde threaded a perfectly weighted pass to the defensive line, finding Rodrygo, who had timed his run to perfection. The Brazilian forward displayed composure beyond his age, calmly guiding the ball into the bottom corner of the net. Suddenly, Real Madrid had breathing room at 2-0. Atletico's hopes seemed to dim, but football's unpredictability quickly reasserted itself. Within 3 minutes of Madrid's second goal, Atletico pulled one back. Giuliano Simeone, son of manager Diego Simeone, whipped a low cross into box, and Sørloth, eager to redeem himself after earlier misses, met the delivery with conviction. This time, there was no mistake. The ball rippled the net, and the score became 2-1. The comeback ignited the stadium and gave Atletico renewed momentum. The final 25 minutes were filled with nerve-wracking drama. Atletico poured forward relentlessly, creating several half chances and long-range attempts. Antoine Griezmann tried an acrobatic overhead kick that sailed just wide, drawing gasps from the crowd. Marcos Llorente and Julian Alvarez both came close, but failed to trouble the keeper, their efforts drifting narrowly off target. Real Madrid, sensing the danger, dropped into a more controlled defensive stance while still threatening on the break. The tension boiled over late in the match when Vinicius Jr., substituted earlier, became involved in a heated verbal exchange with Simeone on the sideline. The confrontation earned Simeone a yellow card, adding yet another layer of spice to an already heated rivalry. Despite Atletico's late dominance in possession and shot volume, they could not force the equalizer. Real Madrid's backline, marshaled by experienced leadership and anchored by Courtois heroics, stood firm until the final whistle. The win propelled Real Madrid into the Spanish Supercopa Final, where they were set to face Barcelona in a dream matchup between Spain's biggest footballing giants. The semi-final triumph highlighted several key themes. First, Real Madrid's ability to absorb pressure and strike decisively in crucial moments proved once again why they remain one of Europe's most feared cup teams. Valverde delivered a near-perfect performance, scoring the opener and assisting the second, while Bellingham dictated the midfield tempo with maturity and control. Courtois, however, may have been the most decisive figure, producing multiple crucial saves that kept Madrid alive during Atletico's most threatening spells. For Atletico Madrid, the defeat will sting deeply. Simeone's men demonstrated everything the manager demanded: aggression, control, and chance creation. But inefficiency in front of goal proved fatal. Sørloth will be relieved to have scored, but his earlier misses were too costly to ignore. Nevertheless, the performance of Giuliano Simeone will be a positive takeaway, showing that Atletico's future remains promising. The stage was now set for the final, where Real Madrid would look to claim yet another trophy, and Atletico will be left to regroup and refocus on domestic and European campaigns. The rivalry between these two clubs continues to deliver classic encounters, and the semi-final added another unforgettable chapter to their storied history.